Hi everyone, welcome to today's video, which is a belated flick through White Dwarf issue 475. I've not looked at it, to be quite honest, so we're both going to be going into this blind. Got a great picture of, I want to say a squat on the front potentially, but that's I think it's Caradron Overlords. So I think that's Warhammer Age of Sigmar, potentially. Not really my thing, but, you know, there you go. So we got our standard intro, and then we have our contents page. So Tome Celestial, Caradron Overlords, yeah, so that he's a Age of Sigmar or Warcry character. So it looks like we are going to have Acts of the Wardens, Battle Report, Last Stand of Deadfall Breach, Galactic War Hosts, Heretic Zealots, as I just said, the Tome Celestial, Caradron Overlords, Oath of Ascension, and a few other bits and pieces. We also get included in a card section, includes a new War Scroll card from the Archanaut Admiral, complete with all his new rules and abilities. The Caradron like to think of them as addendums. The sheet also includes some blank Aeronautica Imperialis cards, so you can create fighter aces for your aerial campaigns. We always recommend picking the trigger happy ability. So this is what we get. It's not, unfortunately on this occasion, it's not a press out sheet. You're going to have to cut these out. But here's your Archanaut Admiral for War Scroll, and then the Aeronautica bits and pieces, and that's just the reverse. Contact, sorry, readers models, etc. Oh, I'm loving these really grotty looking, dark and dingy, almost like Blanchitsu style, John Blanche style painting there. Genestealer Cults, Atalan Jackals by John Margiotta, or Margiotta. Zenith Irita. Nice one there, actually. I quite like the way that the eagle, double-headed eagle, has been painted. That's really nice. And then a couple of other little bits and pieces. Model of the month, Wraith Knights. Look at this. This is gorgeous. Really is nice. I love this. Loving the transitions, you know, from the darker to the lighter bluey green. Very nice indeed. And then we have some other minis. Now they're very dark, but they look great. I like these. Gods of Warhammer. So in his first Worlds of Warhammer column, Warhammer 40,000 background writer Callum Davis sheds light on the newly arrived Grey Shields and their initiation into the Space Marine chapters. However, he remains tight-lipped about the physical traits, secretive rituals and initiation ceremonies required to gain acceptance as a White Dwarf columnist. Okay. So, Grey Shields is... that's Space Wolves. Am I right? Am I wrong? Space Wolves? Somebody tell me. So, article there. We're coming into Warhammer Age of Sigmar and our Caradron chappies. Bloodwind Spoil, Realmscapes. The 8 points hangs at the heart of the cosmos, a liminal sub-realm that offers passage to the rest of reality. During the Age of Chaos, it was claimed by Archaon and its lands transformed into hotbeds of corruption. Few are more twisted than the Bloodwind spoil. So this, it looks like potentially background information about that area. And some info about landmarks. Tome Celestial, Caradron Overlords. So information on these. From their empire amidst the clouds, the Caradron Overlords descend upon the realms. These innovative and mercantile Duardin wield the power of incredible technology, firearms capable of punching a hole through an ogre's breastbone, and great sky vessels that carry the Caradron onwards in pursuit of wealth and renown. So yeah, information on these guys. Some great artwork as well. Loving these little balloon aircraft. And then some rules for them. Match play, stratagems, battle tactics, and so on. Fortune and Glory campaign for Caradron Weapon of Great Renown has been rediscovered, and its recovery would be most beneficial, not to mention profitable to your Skyfleet. Excuse me a second. Oh, excuse me, sorry. There's just one problem. It's lost in the 8 points. Do you and your Arcanauts have what it takes to recover it? So here's campaign to play with your Caradron Overlords. Table layout. And then we have paint splatter on how to paint. Battle ready and then parade ready. Rules of engagement. Sam is one of the games developers in the Warhammer Age of Sigmar team. He has worked on many rules, books and battle tomes over the past few years, but he is best known for penning the rules for Warcry and of course the Carcass Dance campaign. He often watches campaign matches, taking note of the weak and vulnerable so he can challenge them later. So, there you go. Oath of Ascension. How to play Oath of Ascension. New rules. This is for Warcry. So, looking at some battle mat deployments with various bits of terrain, etc. on these. And then Harrow Deep glory points. Maze Breacher's deck. So it's like a potentially a copy of each card in these particular decks. Then we come into Warhammer 40,000. St. Celestine there. Echoes from the Warp. Duncan is one of the game's developers in Warhammer 40,000 team. During his time in the studio, he's worked on a number of codexes, supplements and rulebooks, including Codex Tau Empire. Recently, he has been researching the prisoner's dilemma. After all, who better to delve into the subject than a writer who is used to dealing with long sentences? Yes, very good. So, there you go. Now, Acts of the Wardens. The galaxy is being torn asunder, new war zones exploding into life with ever-increasing frequency. With the Nachman Gauntlet so hotly contested, Roberta Gilliman, Bobby G himself, assembles a new fraternity to defend it, Wardens of the Gauntlet. Okay, so that's interesting. Battle of the Vaults of Blood. The burning of Gornal Undhives. Wardens of the Gauntlet. Addressed to the most noble, righteous and honourable Inquisition Lady Zalaxi, Imhel of the Order of Astartes by her most humble and loyal servant, Inkhorn Sage, Sebikos Edior. So here we go. Now, are Dark Angels in here? We've got Angels of Defiance. And we've got some Salamanders. Space Wolves, Iron Hands. Okay. I think Angels of Defiance are a successor chapter to Dark Angels, which is the Marines I play. Okay, Puritans and Disciples, a test of faith. Flashpoint Nachman. This is puritanical orators who dedicate themselves to the chosen God, often find themselves empowered by righteous zeal and holy fervour, yet with such conviction comes the knowledge of that failure, should it occur, will be all the harder to bear. Now this seems to carry on from an article from last month where it was dealing with people that are quite zealous in their approach, and it looks like we've got some rules, etc. for that. Servants of the Dark Master, House Korvax and the Disciples of Be'lakor. New rules. And Loyalty Part 2, which is a short story. Heretic Zealots again. So, Heretic Legions, 50 Shades of Heresy. The colours of the heresy are many and varied, and those warriors who worship a specific chaos god may choose to wear colours that represent their dark deities, such as the blues of Tzeentch or the greens of Nurgle. Most zealous followers of chaos, however, tend to wear fairly dark and drab colours such as black, brown and khaki, often the remnants of Astra Militarum uniforms or civilian work clothing. One colour is commonplace though, the crimson of spilt blood. Many heretics will paint their weapons or war gear red, or else daub themselves with the blood of imperial followers to show their fanatical devotion. So we have the Noctilith crown here and a rough paint guide for it, and then a rough paint guide for heretic vehicles. Loving this. Hellbrute conversion. Yeah, great. Renegade Arco-Flagellants. They look great. So yeah, lots to look at in the War Hosts section. Tale of Four Warlords. We are having Space Marines, Necron, Sisters Battle and Orcs. And here are two of the hosts, the Sisters and the Space Marines. And here's the other two, the Goths and Tok Dynasty. And it looks like a massive four-way free-for-all in their battle report. And they're using a pretty big table. So I'm really annoyed that GW no longer produce their plastic battle boards that came in 2x2 tiles. That's really annoyed me. I wanted to get hold of one. No doubt people will be hyperinflating any prices if they put them on eBay for this moment forward. But there you go. Battle report for a four-way. Anybody else a little bit disappointed that they've been getting rid of some of their scenery as well? Wargaming Train. Right, heavy metal brush tips. Here we go. And some great miniatures. This is a great one of an ogre, gargants and griffins. Trying to steal griffin eggs by the look of it. And being caught out. Aeronautica Imperialis, Legends of the Skies. Sky Crusade, new rules for playing the game. And a little bit about your 2 cards that come. And Middle Earth strategy battle game, Unlikely Companions. The Middle Earth team returns this issue to give us another tactical breakdown of 2 of the most beloved heroes from Lord of the Rings. The Fellowship's deadly duo of Elf and Dwarf, Legolas, a Greenleaf, and Gimli, son of Gloin. So yeah, there you go. And Black Library Epiphanies. So plenty to read there. And we come to Inside the Studio and Hobby Bingo and Hobby Bingo Extra and the final page. Next issue is on sale 20th of May. Right, so there you go. That's White Dwarf issue 475. Hope you enjoyed that quick flick through, and hopefully you'll join me on the next video. All right, take care.